For our project, we decided to do a Who Did It Better? IHUM 202 edition. We each picked a modern or postmodern artist and recreated one of those pieces. It will be up to you to decide who did it better. Piet Mondrian was a postmodern artist from 1915 to 1945. His style of art changed dramatically throughout his life, morphing into a very geometric, abstract style, as can be seen with the example of Broadway Boogie Woogie. I chose to recreate the piece Composition with Red, Yellow, and Blue, 1942. This piece is a perfect example of geometric abstraction because it shows how Piet Mondrian didn't really have any subjects in his art. He simply used lines and colors to create abstract art, which can still be seen throughout the world today.
Another famous example of modern art is that of Pablo Picasso, a Spanish artist born in 1881. He spent the majority of his adult life working in France, creating over 20,000 paintings, drawings, sculptures, and ceramics. Picasso is most known for his invention of cubism. This consists of breaking down subjects into separate pieces, rearranging them with different shapes and colors to create an abstract piece. This had a great effect on the view of art at the time, inspiring many other forms of modern art to come. Of Picasso's many works, I chose to replicate La Lectura, or reading. This painting depicts Picasso's mistress and muse, Marie-Therese Walter. She also inspired many of his other works, including Le Rêve, Nude, Green Leaves, and Bust. Overall, this work is an excellent example of Picasso's cubism, using different shapes and colors to form a piece resembling human life.
Ralph Goings is a realist painter in the postmodernism era who was part of the photorealist movement in the late 1960s, specifically part of the sharp focus realism. For Goings, the camera and photorealism are merely means to immobilize light and crystallize moments of reality. His particular specialty is to transfer visual information onto an actual canvas. He particularly conveys traditional American scenes. As he's previously stated, my paintings are about light, about the way things look in their environment, and specifically about how things look painted. From color and space are the whim of reality. Their discovery and organization is the assignment of a realist painter. The quartet is a vibrant example of Goings' realist paintings. He would paint scenes from the traditional American life and would bring out even the most intricate detail mixed with colors and light to make it come alive, just as I'm doing so here.
A good example of modern art is Verism, and Verism is a realistic sculpture that's usually made of fiberglass and real hair. And what you see here is a woman wearing a black bikini who's sunbathing. People who would see this would often think that she's a real woman, and that was actually the whole point of that, to be as realistic as possible. A good example of Verism would be Dwayne Hanson's The Drug Addict, and what you see here is a young man who's clearly addicted to drugs. Most people who would see this would often feel frightened at the sight of him because he realistically portrays the very burden of having an addiction.
Another movement from the postmodern era of art is minimalism, which focuses on extreme simplicity and not on extreme expressionism like other popular paintings at the time. It was seen as anti-expressionism. The piece that I decided to replicate was Who's Afraid of Red, Yellow, and Blue by Barnett Newman, which is a good example of minimalism because it features only 3 colors and 2 lines.